A fresh one now. We're looking at oil spill and all things attached to it. The people of Ogale community in Eleme local government area staged a peaceful protest against the impact of oil spillage in their communities caused by Shell Nigeria. The protests coincided with a UK court hearing involving 13,000 farmers from the affected communities in Ogale. Women and youths were seen carrying placards with various inscriptions, expressing their pain, frustration, and grievances over the devastating impact of the oil spill, demanding justice, urgent environmental cleanup, and adequate compensation for the losses suffered by their community. They tell correspondent Martha Okere that a continuous environmental degradation has severely impacted their sources of livelihood, health, and overall well-being.
Share people, make them come pay because all the oil don't damage all what land finish. We know they feed plants, we know they feed do anything. Water to drink in not they. We they suffer too much.
Right now on this land, you cannot get a bag of cassava from an acre of land. It does not produce again. Our cowpea does not grow. Our cocoyam does not grow. Our cassava stems does not grow. Everything on the ground has stopped growing. And the Shell promised us that they are coming to rehabilitate the land, but the work is totally stopped for more than 3 months now. Check at the young ladies you're seeing here. If you can see 2 pregnant women among us, just 2.
See my small pikin. If you see and chicken pox all the body because of backwater. See my leg, where I carry a match and disease don't enter my leg.
You see your body rashes all over because once you fetch water and keep, you see the oil on top of the water.
On his part, environmental activist Celestine Akpobari criticized the federal government for establishing a university in Ogoniland as a pretense to resume oil exploration rather than prioritizing the long overdue environmental cleanup.
They say there is benzene, a cancer-causing carcinogen in the water in this community. So things are terribly bad here. I think government need to declare a state of emergency in Ogale. As and when this country returned to democracy in 1999, 2 issues were plaguing Nigeria, June 12 and Ogoni issue. June 12 have been settled. Concerning Ogoni, nothing has been done. You cannot hate me, I love my oil. Government need to put money into the cleanup that they claim that they are carrying out. You cannot turn on the tap and mop the floor at the same time. If you say that you are cleaning up and it will take 30 years to clean, the cleanup is just about 7 years. Why not wait?
The president of Ogale Youth, Noble Obari Nwolu, and the CDC chairman of Ogale, Monday Amadi, also spoke during the protest.
Compensation should be paid to Ogale people. Every Ogale people must undergo health screening to ascertain the level of damage done in our system. They should give us clean water and they should come and clean our soil.
So we are hereby calling on the whole world to give us justice. Yes, we are farmers. If you look at our palm fruit, you look at our economic trees, you look at our aqua nature of our land, of our rivers, you cannot see anything. All the fish that are in our streams, are in our rivers, they are all dead. Today we don't have animals like rabbits, like grass cutter, leopards. We don't have them in our land any longer because of their pollution to the land.
But Shell Nigeria on February 5 reported that an oil spill occurred in Ogale. The company said its spill response team contained the overflow and notified authorities, adding that arrangements were made for a regulator-led joint visit to assess the cause and impact of the spill. Well, my guest is Mr. Celestine Akpobari, an environmental activist who was a part of that protest and indeed has been a part of the Ogoni struggle for quite some time. Thank you, Mr. Akpobari, for making the time.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, listeners.
How are you doing, sir?
Thank you.
Okay. So we can tell that the long-term impact of the oil spill has an effect on life itself, human, aquatic, and otherwise. Let's start with the suit in the UK. The lawyers representing the farmers claim that the spill have devastated the environment. But Shell argues that the pollution came from criminals sabotaging pipelines and illegally refining it. I'll just have to ask the question this way. Why, by your estimation, has the cleanup been delayed for so long, despite the global attention to it?
Well, being someone that have been following up the cleanup and a man that have been part of the campaign even before the cleanup, several factors are responsible for the slow pace. I won't say delay, the slow pace, because immediately after the launch in 2016, the government of Muhammadu Buhari set up the governance structure, which is the governing council and the board of trustees. Then the project coordination office, they call the PCO, was established in 2017, and the sum of $10 million US, was given for administrative takeoff. So there was no delay. But what happened is that, this kind of cleanup has never happened before.
Yeah.
And so it took some time to study what was to be the best practice to this. And again, that report was submitted on 4th of August 2011. They kickstarted this project in 2019, even if it was launched in 2016. But, as at from 2011 to 2016, it's a long time.
Yeah.
Our land is permeable, so the pollution has percolated, even up to the water table. As at the time the audit was carried out by UNEP, it was 5 meters deep, and the land was dead by 5 meters. But, so they need to actually train some people, even up to Geneva, Switzerland, they took some people there, then carry out soil tests to know exactly the level of pollution that they were, tackling at the time they are starting.
Yeah.
It would have been foolhardy to say, yes, UNEP said it's 5 meters deep, and you just begin to think about that. So they discover that this thing, in some places, has actually got into the water table. That was part of the delay too, because you don't just then. What I see as the most important aspect of the slope, the literary slope, is if you look at the Buhari administration, Buhari did not change ministers. Amechi was there from beginning up to the time he left for contact. Fashola was there, Rebel was there. But if you look at the Ministry of Environment, they changed close to 7 ministers. You have Anamina Mohammed that left to the United Nations as Deputy Secretary General. You have Jibril Ibrahim that later became an emir of Nasarawa. Then you have Suleiman. Then you have Mahmoud. Then you have Sharon. You have Abdullahi. So once the minister is appointed, they are directly. This is a project. It's not an agency like NDDC.
Yeah.
It's a project under the Ministry of Environment. So when a new minister comes, they will have to roll back. Some actually took a step further to change the project coordinator. So there were constant changes around, and that really, really, really affected the pace of the cleanup. I think that those were the real problem that I can identify. The third one was that in the beginning, not now, but when they started this project, people thought that the contracts in IPREP should be treated like every other contract. The people who are supplying stationaries can be for the job, but this cleanup is a very technical thing that should be for experts.
Yeah, yeah.
So you see all those in government juggling to have a lot without even having the qualification to do that. So when they award jobs to them, they will take their money and go and look for experts that will do it. By the time you have taken their money and give a peanut to experts, they will begin to coconut and do this. And all that took quite some time to really, and I have shouted from the beginning that this contract in IPREP should not be treated like any other one. So, and luckily, the current project coordinator, Professor Neni Barizabe, is doing something very serious about that with the current minister.
So we take a break now. We return. Please stay with us.
Yeah.
Stay with us. Nigeria in
It still is Hard Facts in 92.3 Nigeria Info. Sam Oracle Chinedu here. The people of Ogale community in LMS staged a peaceful protest against the impact of oil spillage in their communities caused by Shell Nigeria. My guest is Mr. Celestine Akpobari. He is an environmental activist. We're talking about that protest, the lawsuits in the UK, and everything connected to the cleanup. You're welcome once again, sir.
Thank you for having me.
Now, the UNEP report had a timeline, 30 years. And I believe that was if implemented
according to plan.
Exactly. It did not go according to plan. So how has that delay affected the timeline?
Well, I don't think timeline matters here now. What matters is that the place should be cleaned up. Because after the environmental audit, a lot of spills has occurred. If you have been following up the Ogale matter, you see that every year more than 2-3 spills happen there. The most recent one, the one that happened on 2nd of February, I heard you talk about sabotage every time their lawyer was talking about sabotage. If this one did not happen right in their manifold, they would have told you it's sabotage. I saw a report on channels recently. If you see the pipeline that are transporting this highly inflammable substance, you will weep for this country. You see the pipeline, they patch it like tire. You know, one bicycle tire, they patch it. That shouldn't be. And it's naked on the, disgusting. Something that can blow and take up the whole village. So these people they just want to kill everybody. They are mindful only of their profit. They are done with the land. Now they are talking about the investment. They want to run to the sea to kill people. So the timeline will not count again here because there are new spills every day. And don't forget that IPREP is set up to clean up Niger Delta, not only Ogoni. UNEP recommended Ogoni Environment Restoration Authority, but in the wisdom of the government, they set up IPREP so that when they want to clean up Bayelsa, you don't set up another project.
Yeah.
When you want to clean up Delta, you don't set. So just one. Even I was suspecting that by now that they should even begin the process of carrying out the environmental audit in other Niger Delta states. Because we are cleaning up Ogoni because there is a report, a scientific document.
Yeah.
I'm expecting that should also apply in order because Ogoni will not be clean until other parts of the Niger Delta are clean too, because we are linked together by water. And our water is tidal. It goes back and comes from. So if there is an oil spill in Bonny this morning, it takes the spill straight into Ogoni land. If there is an oil spill in Okirika, it takes the spill into Ogoni. If there is an oil spill in Andoni, it takes the spill into Ogoni. So Ogoni is not an island. Ogoni will not be clean until other part of the Niger Delta are also clean. So government and the oil companies that polluted the region should think about that and not to wait as if you are looking for a black goat. You have to start on time, not in the night.
Yes, indeed.
So they need to actually start doing something. Look, if this, forget about when we drive on the road. Niger Delta is finished. This was a successful fishing and farming territory. When you can no longer fish, you can no longer farm, you are doomed. Everything about a man is tied to his environment. If you want to destroy the man, destroy the environment. If you want to kill the fishes, destroy the river. If you want to kill all the animals, burn the forest. So you destroy the environment, you have destroyed the man. If you see the hydrocarbon in the air, it just entered some communities in Ogoni, and the headache that you will feel instant. So a lot of things, it's more than, people think that you are just making noise, you are just talking, but it's more than mere talking. I sympathize with people that were born from 1990, 93, because they don't know much about the struggle, what we are talking about. The Gen Zs, I sympathize with them because they don't have an environment. When my father is coming from the river, he was a palm wine tapper. We will run, not to welcome him, but the back, the front of the bicycle. We pick it. There will be crab. There will be a lot of things. There will be fish. There will be quite a lot of rich delicacies. Those things are no more because in the Niger Delta, even an iron fish will not survive in the river. All the fishes are migrated to the deeper ocean where if you don't have a sophisticated fishing trawler, you cannot fish. So things are really gone bad in the Niger Delta. I mean it. And the earlier we hold these people because they are trying to run away. Now that their shadow is still here, let's get them to clean up the whole of Niger Delta. It is our money. And I've always said that Goodluck Jonathan made a mistake when he received UNEP report. He was the president that received UNEP report. And he locked it up. 2011,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
August 2011. He locked it up because it was an Ogoni thing. Why Ogoni people making noise? Bayelsa is polluted than Ogoni now. Well, and locked up that report. So the Hausa man that brought it up. It was an opportunity that we lost. If I was Goodluck Jonathan that day, I would have asked UNEP to please map the entire Niger Delta and kickstart environmental audit. Even if we need to spend the whole money we have in the central bank to do that, we should do it because it's Niger Delta that gave back to all the money that are developed Abuja, and all the money that they are using to buy private jets and yachts. So we are in a big mess, and it's very unfortunate that some of our people don't understand. They are only thinking about how to drive the big cars, how to live big, but the environment where will you produce the food? Go to the Ogale now. You think that these people are just talking. If you see their body, see rashes everywhere because the water is bad. There was one woman I met recently in Ogale. She came to bury, she lived abroad. She came to bury a relation. She bathed that water only once. Her body finished. So they now buy water, bottled water. Anytime she want to take her bath, they buy bottled water for her. But things that are gone that bad. You heard one of the guys, he said, of all the people that are gathered here, how many person is pregnant?
Yeah.
He was not just talking. Men can no longer produce children in the Niger Delta because of pollution, intake of this hydrocarbon. We are not just talking, my brother. Things are really, really. I flew with Amina Mohammed in a chopper across the Niger Delta. We don't have any environment anymore. We need to do something to get back our environment.
Well, I have many more questions for Mr. Akpobari, but I think I'm even scared to discover the answers to those questions. It's important that you're a part of the conversation. What do you make of the development so far? There was a protest yesterday, and there is a lawsuit in the UK, which I'll be speaking with my guests about shortly. But let's hear from you. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0003. WhatsApp is 080-903-06-416. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can watch, listen, and drop your comments on those platforms. If and when you call, please turn off your radio. Hello, good evening.
Yes. Oracle, good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
Yes, my name is Akanto. I'm calling from Orogo.
Please go ahead. All right.
Happy Valentine to you too.
Happy Valentine.
I'm Karamo.
Karamo, my brother, Duda.
Akanto.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You have talked well, and as a frontline activity in Niger Delta, not only Ogoni. I think you have touched several areas. You know the great area that is disturbing your own people. You understand the terrain of Niger Delta. Reduce it to my proximity, Ogoni, where we are coming from. We talked about the high press and the activities of the high press and what the federal government is supposed to do to increase the speed of what they are doing. Because I want to bring to your notice that to the average member of the Ogoni community, I believe that we believe, or some all believe that high press are not being fair to us. They are not doing it well. I know that you are not aware of that. So let me bring you to what is happening somewhere in my community. I know that you are not aware. that there's a water that is built, a reservoir in Jackson community where we are here from. Over 3 years now, or thereabouts, more than 3 years. That place, that water, that is, they said, Hyper should provide potable water. So we should not drink drinking other contaminated water. But I agree with you now, sir. That water is moribund in my community. That. But what I am seeing there every day is about 10 to 15 kilos that they are coming there to spot and live, spot to live. Thank God for your campaigns against violence in the Golden Land. Which you front, sir. If not, our people will revolt against them. Sir, can you use your office, because I know that you are not aware of it, to tell them to come back to that side? And finally, sir, the problem of high pressure is don't do anything. Let me lodge my personal complaint to it. You talk about livelihood to provide something for people so that we can have something doing. Most of all, who involved in the training have not gotten anything. High pressure not free or that. You are our voice. Do something.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. He says he believes you're not aware.
Yeah, what happened is those water that were awarded in 2021, I think they are on 4 into that. But at some point, the contractors couldn't cope with the high cost of the. I'm not speaking for the contractor, but as a member of governing council, I have that privileged information. So they stopped work and asked for variation, a review of their contract. I think recently, because when this minister came with the new project coordinator, in fairness to them, they have not awarded any contract. They are only implementing what they made. They made over 130-something contracts that were awarded. So they just put a hold. Yeah. Nobody should move. Yeah. Let's look at
to clear what they have first.
Let's look at where we are before we make mistake like others. And that's why Professor Zabe and the current minister are doing well. So now we have identified that this water that were awarded first in 2021 must be completed. So they asked the management to talk with their team and see what they can do. And I think they did recommendation. You know, the money is big. So it has to go to Bureau of Public Procurement and FEC.
Yeah.
Because it's beyond the power of the project coordinator. So the Federal Executive Council will approve. The Governing Council have done their own work by giving approval because that is very important to our people.
Yeah.
So I think that it won't be long from now you will see the contractor back to side because every community in Ogoni must drink a good water.
Yeah.
Treated. Every community in Ogoni must and will be linked to electricity, the Ogoni Power Project. These two things must happen.
Okay, let's take some more calls. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Chris. I'm calling from Papa.
All right, please go ahead.
Let me greet my brother. Hey, come on,
my brother. Nia.
I want to ask. Does he have a safety department?
Safety department?
Because it's not that a different I believe it's supposed to have a safety department where every other aspect of safety should be overseen by a safety officer. So people have been trying to find out if that's a safety department or being anything. I can help me and confirm. Because I was trying to put up the money. There is need to safety department to know actually what is going on.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be a safety unit to monitor what they are actually doing there and keep his own report. So
all right.
Let me find I'm happy to talk with you this please. Let us find out why there is no safety unit there. If the same thing you write to the minister, we should write. There should be a safety office or a safety department in that place.
Okay, so let's allow him answer your question. Thank you.
I'm just a member of the Governing Council. I'm not a member of the management. By law, we are supposed to meet like 4 or 5 times a year and to approve whatever the project coordinator want to work with. So that is just our work. And I'm happy that I will soon be leaving that board. If not that people, this man like to resign. This man, I would have left that board a long time ago. Because I'm just tired. not that I'm tired, but I'm just in my nature, I'm just tired. But there is no way that IPREP will not have a safety department. It's not possible because even when we are doing a small meeting, the safety officer will come and said, this all we are having a meeting. If you hear any sound, don't panic. Pass here. Yeah. If you want to go to toilet here, this place is slippery.
Give safety protocols.
Be careful. They do that.
Yeah.
Even when we are going to, like I followed some officials and some foreign visitors to Bomo where they are planting the mangrove. The safety officer will brief you, ensure that you are well kitted.
Yeah.
Put on your helmet, put on your boot, put on it. They give it to you. It's compulsory.
Yeah.
Before you move, and give you a stick you walk with because so that you don't. So, I'm sure that they have a safety department. Maybe if I don't work with, I don't work. But most people confuse being on the board of IPREP with that you are working with IPREP. I'm not working with IPREP, but as you know.
Okay. We'll take Daniel's call. I have questions because you spoke about the university that the government is proposing as against the cleanup, which is more urgent. So we'll talk about that in a bit. But let's speak to Daniel. Hello, Daniel. Good evening. All right, so lost that call. Thank God from Kana. Good evening. Thank God.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Thank God Badmama Happy from Community Kana LG.
All right.
I want to say that your guest here just last week was against oil exemption in the Ogale line. And today is also defending HIPED, the federal government agency. So I want to get you. Is it that in support of things that will benefit and against things that will not benefit directly? Because with his last position and with this one now, is it because it's a part of the HIPED board that you're supporting them now? See, like me, I'm from an oil community where oil was segregated in. And I'm very much happy with the process in which the oil exploration is taking place. But I will advise our guests not to be against the current move now by the federal government to rewrite the history of the Ogale. So I will say that he has benefit. It's one of the greatest beneficiaries of this Ogale struggle. He has been a chairman for 3 months. We know evidence of performance from him. He has also been APC chairman in Ghana FBA. So I think he has benefited more than many of us. And it's not Ogale down for us. So I advise him to allow the federal government to come up with, so that we support the federal government have to offer us this time around.
Okay.
That's just my take.
All right. Thank you very much.
Let me correct that wrong impression. I was not a CTC chairman. And when I was an LGA chairman, I did not receive one dime allocation because Wike seized them and released them to the caretaker that took over. He dissolved the council. We didn't take one dime allocation. But that's by the way. And I'm sure that many people don't understand the role I played in setting up this IPREP. Myself, Alebo CP Agbara, and a few others, we sacrificed a lot in ensuring that the right things are done. From here to Geneva, I attended all the meetings. It was our idea that led to the creation of the Board of Trustees. There is no where you will see 2 boards on one agency, one project. NDDC only one, but you can't see 2 boards. When the government said that they are not creating Ogoni Environment Restoration Authority, we said you must create a BOT Ogoni Trust Fund so that our money will be domiciled there. Because if this money was with the government, they would have finished it. And I'm not sure that this guy understands what we are saying very well, that we are supporting IPREP. How do I support IPREP and I want to resign? I support IPREP and in fact, by the grace of God, I will not be my trumpet, but it was when I came on board as a member of the council. This Center for Excellence at Wiakara was to operate from Polytechnic Bori. I raised that alarm right on television when I appeared with my minister. Then when we came out, this is Celestine, you are a member of the council, why do you bring that on air? That we should build Center for Excellence. I said, yes, because I want the people to know that project is very important to Ogoni people. You can't hide that kind of thing in a polytechnic He said, okay, you, Fred Paco and Gwezian, go and look for land. And we say there is already a land somewhere. Luckily, Fred Paco was the commissioner for Agric. And a lot of things happened, and he got there. Before I came on board, this water that you are seeing in almost all the community was not there. I know what, I don't want to talk about that, but we have done quite a lot. My allowance, when we sit down in meeting, is 150,000 naira. 150,000 naira, governing council. I know how many people I entertain when I come. So, how much is 150,000 naira? So, I'm sure that he does not understand what he's even talking about. By being a member of council, what you deal with is policy. I have the MD of Share as a member of council. I have Minister for Petroleum. I have Minister for Budget. I have all the big men. So we discuss welfare matter. They all have their budget in their ministry. Nobody will sit down to listen to you. So I'm sure that he does not understand. I'm talking about oil resumption that I'm against it.
Yeah.
I'm not against your